This is CMN. This is Canadian MGTOW. Having fun, and not giving a shit. My first story starts in Arizona, where you feed your chickens ice cubes to keep them from laying hard-boiled eggs. Apparently their lawmakers decided to kick a fresh turd on a hot day. The Arizona Supreme Court issued a stunning decision where it interpreted a state law that criminalizes any contact between an adult and a child's genitals. According to the court, this would encompass even innocent conduct such as changing a diaper or bathing a baby. If convicted under this law, you could be put in prison for up to 5 years. To quote from the Slate article, by requiring the defendant to prove his innocence, instead of requiring the state to prove his guilt, Arizona has shifted to the accused the burden of proving the absence of the very fact, sexual motivation, that distinguishes criminal from innocent conduct. That, too, runs afoul of due process by criminalizing a broad swath of indisputably innocent conduct but assigning to defendants the burden of proving their conduct was not criminally motivated. This sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it? Reminds me of various stories I've heard over the years of wives making up domestic abuse stories in order to kick the husband out of the house and gain sole custody. So, if you are a married man in Arizona, you could be simply changing a diaper or giving your infant a bath when the police come knocking on your door. Speaking of fresh turds and impotent dicks, the Prime Minister of Canada, who has been in office for less than a year, continues to tout himself as a male feminist, and now came up with the stunning quote of "poverty is sexist." Reminds me so much of Hillary Clinton's quote of how the biggest victims of war are women and children, as opposed to the dead guy on the battlefield with a slug in his head. Trudeau's response was to yet another social media campaign, by an organization called One, which was co-founded by Bono, the frontman for the rock band U2. Perhaps Trudeau should look in his own backyard and maybe notice that 83% of homeless people in Canada are men. Those stats are readily available to him from a government branch known as Statistics Canada. But who needs facts, when you can just go by feelings? Nothing more than feelings. My Prime Minister is just another globalist puppet acting on UN guidance. I'm honestly waiting any day now to hear him declare himself gender neutral and have his feminist wife chop off his penis for him. Meanwhile, 60% of college graduates are women. Women live longer, and men serve longer jail sentences than women for the same crimes. I'd like to ask this Vagina, our Prime Minister, what exactly is equal about showing compassion for one sex over the other? What is the end goal of equality in his eyes? Is it something like having 100% of college graduates be women, so things come closer to 50-50 on a global average, because some country like Pakistan has no female graduates? Oh, and just to prove my gender equality, the shirt I've shown is also available as a women's fitted V-neck shirt, as a skirt, a scarf, and even as leggings. I'm Canadian MGTOW. More news later on this CMN station.